season FC Barcelona just gave us. Real Madrid with Mbappe, everyone around the world thought they would run away with it. Run away with La Liga, run away with the Champions League, run away with everything. But that was not the case, because a young man that goes by the name of Lamine Yamal, aka Starboy, aka the future, came onto the scene. And it wasn't just him. Rafinha, the Brazilian beast that many people wrote off, turned it on this season. It was potentially the best left winger in football, probably the best left winger in football. And now people are talking about him at one point at a Ballon d'Or conversation. That's how great of a season he had. And Flick was able to get the best out of Lewandowski. Now, he didn't turn the clock all the way back, but Lewandowski was all right. And Barcelona seemed to be okay. But today, I ask you this question. If Barcelona was not in financial issues, what would they look like? With Lamine Yamal and Rafinha already on the team, how else would the team look out? By the way, we haven't mentioned players like De Jong and Pedri, who they're just amazing. How would this team look going into the next La Liga season if they had unlimited money? Before we jump into transfers, I want to show you that Barcelona won La Liga with 88 points over Real Madrid's 84 points. And again, that's a Vinny, Rodrigo, Mbappe, and Jude Bellingham team that Barcelona really just destroyed all season long. So, Flick, congratulations for the job you did, because it was awesome. Going into the next season, we know a few things. Barcelona has kept Martinez at the club. He will be a part of their squad next year. And they also have re-signed Szczesny going into the next year. We also know that Fati is on his way out, and a few other players are, but Barcelona hasn't made too many moves yet this offseason, but we're about to make some big ones. So before I go out there and make any of the crazy signings, I paid 40 million for Dumfries to join Barcelona. Now, this is a move that I've actually seen linked in real life, so I don't want to just make it as if I'm making moves that I mean, most of them are going to be moves I want, if I'm being honest with you, but there's been talks that Dumfries could actually join Barcelona, which I would love. Now, we turn him inside, which means Conde would go to the middle of the defense next to Kubasi, with Martinez backing them up. I personally like this. I think it's the one thing Barcelona is lacking. It's not that Conde's bad. I think Conde's amazing. I just think having someone that is better offensively, better on the ball offensively, and someone that can get you goals would make Barcelona 1,000% better. Could you imagine a attacking right back with Lamine Yamal on the same side? That would be terrible for any defense in Europe. I don't care what club you are. It would be so hard for you to have two offensive players on the right that could take you on. Unbelievable. Dumfries is here alongside Lamine Yamal. That side is done. Next, Barcelona made this signing in real life. They picked up a brand new goalkeeper, goes by the name of Garcia, another Garcia on their team. They're bringing him in to play the goalkeeper position, which means I would imagine Ter Stegen's on his way out. Because they re-signed Szczesny, I'm pretty sure. So I would imagine having three goalkeepers isn't really the play. They could probably make some money on Ter Stegen. A lot of Barca fans have kind of not really liked Ter Stegen's performances over the last few years. So we're going to throw Ter Stegen up on the market and see what we can get for him. But welcome, Barcelona's brand new goalkeeper. There was once an interview where they asked Lamine Yamal, who are three players you would bring to Barcelona or you would want to see at Barcelona? Neymar, Savinho, and he said Musiala.
Cracks que no juegan en el Barça. Musiala, Neymar, Savinho.
And I said, Lamine Yamal, say less. Musiala is the definition of a Barcelona tiki-taka player. Like, this guy, I can't envision him playing anywhere except for Bayern or Barcelona. If one day he ever leaves Bayern, I see him going to Barcelona. Musiala, like I said, it's almost like this guy came out of the freaking Barcelona Academy. He is that guy. Like, he is absolutely amazing. I think all of us can agree on this. And he just fits their system so well. So Musiala is the first unrealistic, crazy $200 million signing that I'm going to bring in. I love him, and I think he would be amazing at Barcelona. I paid $246 million. That's just crazy. The lineup as of right now: Szczesny, Kubasi, Balde, Conde, Dumfries, my boy Lamine Yamal, De Jong, Pedri, Rafinha, Musiala, Lewandowski. We are not done. We got to purchase more. I don't like the fact that EA Sports has Flick's system not right. Like, for example, it says De Jong and Pedri can't play this, but that's what they're in. Now, I can easily change the team, which would be no problem. We can easily change them to a team that is a 4-4-1-1. A 4-4-1-1 would be pretty much the same system that they play in real life, but it wouldn't be two defensive mids. It would be more of two 2 center mids and 2 defensive mids. Did I say that correctly? I hope I said that right. So you see deep line playmaker, wide midfielder. I kind of want to mimic this and do exactly what they have set up already. It looks kind of weird on paper, but everybody's kind of getting pluses all over the field, which is really, really amazing if I'm being honest with you. So I think we're going to rock out with this. I think we're going to keep it like this. It's a real Barcelona offensive formation. Again, everyone should be happy now because everyone's in their actual like preferred position. I once saw a video where the Camp Nou was applauding Haaland as he stood up to warm up. And it just seemed like he had a connection with the fans instantly. By the way, look at his wages. Those are absolutely like bonkers. What am I seeing? But it looked like he had this connection already with, I'm giving him 600, by the way. Hey, we rich. It don't matter, bro. Hey, we rich. It don't matter. It looked like he had a connection already, lads. The fans were clapping him. He looked like he belonged there, and I could see it. One day, I would love to see it. Mbappe at Madrid, Haaland at Barcelona. It would be something unbelievable to see. It would be something unbelievable to witness, to be able to see this guy play for Barcelona. So yes, we just made some crazy mega signings. And yes, we paid stupid amount of money, which would never happen in real life. But this is not about real life. This is about having some fun and building Barcelona to what they would look like with unlimited money. Now, the truth is this. You're probably gonna say, Skills, who you buying next? The truth is, that's it. I don't want nobody else. I love Pedri, I love De Jong. I love Kubasi, I love Conde. I love Balde. I love Lamine Yamal. I love Rafinha at Barcelona. So really, I would give them a Cam, which him and Dani Almo could fight for that position. I think they could use a Cam at Barca. I think Lewandowski's getting up in age, so they could definitely use the number 9. Someone like Julian Alvarez or Haaland, I think they could definitely use that. And like I said, I think the right back position is something they can get upgraded just simply because Conde's more of a center back, but also could play there. He plays it well. It would just be nice to see somebody attacking. I don't want to do nothing else. I think this team is phenomenal. I think this team is amazing. I think Barcelona is legitimately like 3 players, maybe 2 players away from actually dominating all of all of Europe. And I mean going back-to-back Champions League potentially. Y'all might laugh at me, but how Rafinha played this year, Pedri, how Lamine Yamal played, if they got a Cam like Musiala and they got a freaking striker like Haaland, I mean, who's stopping them? Who's stopping them? Real Madrid, maybe? That's if Mbappe and Vinny can eventually learn how to press again because they don't press. I'm only gonna sell Ter Stegen because I know it's what Barca fans kind of want. I truly don't want to sell the guy. And if I'm being honest with you, did y'all see that? Freaking Rodrigo went to Arsenal. If I'm being honest with you, I think Szczesny did have a really good season. And there's arguments that he should probably be the #1 goalie there. That is true. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The truth is, lads, Barca fans want Ter Stegen gone, so I'm gonna accept it. Do I want him gone? Would I get rid of him? I don't know, but I have seen that boy do a lot of mistakes at Barcelona. I mean, a lot. It is officially the first month of the season, and Barcelona will see Real Sociedad, which is not an easy game, Atletico Bilbao, and the Real Madrid all in the first month. I expect this to be a very, very tough month, but I do expect Barcelona to get some points here, bro. I mean, I just built them an absolute mega team. There's no way they flop, right? Well, that went better than expected. A 2-0 win against Real Sociedad is going to see Rafinha get his first man of the match. Then they go play Real Madrid, where they win 2-0 against Real Madrid and yet to suffer a goal after week 2. And my boy Lamine Yamal gets his first man of the match. Then we go over to this third game, Atletico Bilbao. Very tough game here. Haaland is going to get a man of the match as they're going to win 2-1. And they ended off with a 3-1 victory to end August with Frankie de Jong getting a man of the match. As they jump into September, they see their first Champions League game. They also see a very hard game against the Yellow Submarines, Villarreal, and Sevilla. So that's going to be a very, very difficult month. But after what they just did, I think this shouldn't be that bad. They do drop points for the first time this season, but it's not that bad. They win 2-1, and Pedri receives his first man of the match. They jump into the Champions League against Monaco, the French side, and they're going to win with a 2-0 victory with Musiala, man of the match. A tie to Sevilla, 1-1. They drop points, but Sevilla's a really good team. They then go beat the Yellow Submarines 3-1, and that's going to be a Musiala man of the match. And then they're going to pick up a 2-1 victory to end off the month of September. And as we take a step to first look at the table, because I want to see how it's all going down, in La Liga, they are in first place on 22 points, 17 for Real Betis, 16 for Real Madrid, and 16 for Sevilla. But Real Madrid really got to get their act together, or Barcelona might just run away with this thing. We have to go take a look at who's doing what and where where, and how, and when, and see if our boy Haaland and Musiala are going crazy. Appearances: Szczesny, Balde, Lamine Yamal, De Jong, Pedri, Rafinha, Haaland. I mean, the guys we brought in are all getting PT, that's for sure. Most goals: Haaland with 5, Rafinha with 4, Musiala with 3, and Lamine Yamal with 2, De Jong with 2, and Pedri with 1. Yeah, we expected it. It's going crazy. And for the assists, Lamine Yamal 3, Balde 2, Rafinha 2, and Musiala with 2, Dumfries with 1. Very nice start to the season for Barcelona. We jump into the next month. Another dream month for Barcelona. October was amazing, bruh. PSV 3-1 victory, Lamine Yamal. 2-0 victory against Espanyol, Musiala. 3-0 victory against Real Betis. I don't know who got man of the match. 2-1 victory against Tottenham, and it's going to be Rafinha. And then another 2-0 victory to end off the month. Another Rafinha man of the match. Rafinha turning it on. Lads, one thing I will tell you is the center back situation is not looking the way I set it up. I thought it would be Koundé and Kubasi who played, but it's not. I think it's Koundé and I want to say they're playing Chris. I want to say that's who they're actually playing. That's low-key kind of annoying because that just wouldn't be the thing at Barcelona, but it is. And that's just EA Sports logic. They play overalls based on, you know what I mean? They don't really play. Like Koundé got 13, we're chilling. Dumfries with 11, Chris with 8, Martinez with 8. And where's Kubat? You get what I'm saying? How does Kubasi could be the best center back on this entire roster, and he's chilling here? Like, come on. And because of his overall, come on. Like, EA, come on, man. Get it together, bro. You should be able to lock it in, and the players you want, that's who start. When you set your team, EA Sports should have no change in what you do. Like, that should be your team. I don't know why they change players. It's just stupid, bro. 31 points for Barcelona. They cooking. November ended a little bit shaky as Barcelona's going to lose their first game of the entire season. It took all the way to November. They start off with a 3-0 victory against Celta Vigo. It's going to be a Pedri man of the match. 2-1 victory in the Champions League. Haaland man of the match. They play a big game against Atletico Madrid back in La Liga. 2-1 victory. Haaland man of the match. They didn't go tie 1-1 to Girona. They didn't go tie 1-1 to Dortmund. And then they lose to Valencia 2-1. And that's where it got a little bit shaky. Like I said, they've tied games before, but they hadn't lost games. Real Madrid has closed the gap now as they have 2 ties and 2 losses only. They have 35 points. And Barcelona is in first place with 38 points. So the gap has been closed a little bit, but Barcelona is still in first place, which is all that matters. We take a look at what our players have done for us. It's important to check this out and see who's doing what. Top goal scorer is Rafinha with 11. We expect more from Haaland, if I'm being honest with you, after 20. Rafinha is having a great season with 6 assists as well. Lamine Yamal with 5 goals and 7 assists. Great season. Pedri 4, Musiala 4. We expect more from Musiala as well, if I'm being honest. De Jong 3, Koundé 1, Balde 1, Araujo 1 as well. Top assist guy at the club. 7 for Lamine Yamal, Rafinha 6, Balde 5, and Musiala with 3. Dani Almo with 3 as well. Lads, we need more out of Haaland and Musiala. I think you would all agree with me on that. So Barcelona got busy over the next 2 months. In December, they start off against Osasuna. That's how they say their name, right? I always mess their name up, man. And it's a Lamine Yamal man of the match. They go back into the Champions League against Inter Milan, and Haaland's gonna drop a man of the match performance. They lose a game in December. I don't know if they were focused on the holidays, you know what I'm saying? But they lost the game 2-1 here. Then they go and win 4-2, where Haaland receives the Man of the Match award. They're off for 2 weeks, come back in January. Kind of off for 3 weeks, to be honest. That's where they're going to pick up a nice little 4-0 victory in the Cup against Valencia. It's going to be a Haaland Man of the Match. They then go play in the Super Cup 3-1. It's going to be a beautiful Musiala Man of the Match. They make the final against Atletico Madrid and Simeone's squad, and that's going to be a Super Cup championship win for Haaland and his first trophy here at Barcelona as he becomes Man of the Match, and he also gets to give Barcelona a Super Cup. They jump into the Copa de España, and that's going to be when Pedri drops a Man of the Match performance. Sevilla 2-1 victory for Barcelona, and that's going to be a beautiful Haaland Man of the Match on this one. They then go win 2-1 against Galatasaray. They tie 1-1. They jump back into the Champions League, win 1-0, and then they go ahead and pick up a 4-0 victory to end off January, giving Lamine Yamal another Man of the Match performance. A beautiful January, even though they tied 1 game. They should be doing pretty darn well. So in the Super Cup in In the Copa de España, they got Real Madrid, okay, in literally the quarterfinals. That's very early to be facing them. In La Liga, 51 points compared to Real Madrid's 49. That is a very, very tight race. Real Madrid's having a hell of a season, let's be honest with each other. And in the Champions League, Barcelona's doing work. Barcelona in the Champions League went absolutely crazy. They will not be in the playoffs, that's for sure. In the Champions League, they went 7 wins out of 8 games and tied 1 with 15 goals, winning the table in the Champions League. So they will not be facing playoffs, but they will be obviously directly into the knockout round. Before we go any further, we must see who's doing what. Top goal scorer, Haaland with 20 and 33 in 33 games. Musiala with 12, Lamine Yamal with 11, Rafinha with 11, Pedri with 5, De Jong with 3. We talked about Musiala and Haaland having to step up. They stepped up, lads. They stepped up big time. Top assist guy, Lamine Yamal with 9, 6 for Rafinha, 5 for Balde, 5 for Pedri, 5 for Musiala, 3 for Dani Olmo. How is this team actually dropping points anywhere? They're so freaking good. These players are absolutely cooking. This team is doing so well. We're going into February now, okay? These are the bigger months. This starts to get to the harder months now. We're going into February, where I know there's going to be a game coming up around the 16 against Real Madrid. Then they'll see the Submarines, the Yellow Submarines, and they'll also see Atletico Bilbao in this month and Girona. Very, very tough month. March, we'll see RB. So we'll see them in the knockout, the first round, the round of 16. RB will be the team that they're facing. But let's talk about February. They play Real Madrid in a Copa de España. Barcelona wins 1-0 with Pedri, man of the match. They then play the Yellow Submarines, 2-0 victory, Musiala, man of the match. Listen to this, it goes crazy. 2-0 victory again, Musiala, man of the match. 3-2 victory against Atletico Bilbao, Haaland, man of the match. 5-0 victory against Espanyol in Copa de España. And then Haaland's gonna get a man of the match against Girona. Look at that month, bro. The month of February, not only did they win games, they didn't suffer many goals, they scored a lot of goals, and they knocked out their big rivals, Real Madrid, out of the Super Cup, and they're keeping the treble alive for them, bro. They are really keeping that alive. Before we go any further, I must see really quickly what the table is looking like. Obviously, they got RB coming up in the next games. Atletico Madrid will be playing Roma, Dortmund, Real Madrid, RB, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Man City. Let me check the next page to see what's going on here. We got Sporting versus Bayer Leverkusen, Liverpool versus PSG, Galatasaray versus Newcastle, Inter Milan versus Marseille. Very, very nice matchups. Before we go any further, I must check again the La Liga table, and then I want to see how many goals Haaland actually has now. Woo! Wow, only a 2-point gap. Even though they were perfect this month, there's still only a 2-point gap. But Real Madrid is playing ball under Xavi Alonso, bro. Oh my goodness, what a race we have going on right now. 22 goals for Haaland, 16 for Rafinha, 15 for Musiala, and 2 for my boy Lamine Yamal. And Lamine Yamal still a top goal scorer here at Barcelona. Big month of March for Barcelona. 2-0 victory against RBC, and Pedri get man of the match. They then beat Atletico Madrid 3-2. That's a Rafinha man of the match. They go back into the Champions League, and they almost messed up. I'm not gonna lie, ends 3-2 to them. So, you know, ends 5-2 on aggregate, but it could have got a little bit tricky there. But they pick up that win. It's going to be another Pedri man of the match right there. 4-2 victory. That's going to be when my boy Musiala gets man of the match. And then they beat Valencia 2-0, and it's my boy Lamine Yamal with the man of the match. April and May. Y'all know that's when champions are made. Roma is who they're going to face in the Champions League next. They also got Espanyol in the Copa de España coming up. But they are having a very, 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 very good season. Now, I think the game they have coming up, on aggregate, they won 5-0, so that they should be through here, which means they're going to be in the final against either Real Sociedad or Atletico Madrid. They already won the Super Cup. They could win the Copa de España, so they're doing very well right there, bros. La Liga-wise, they're on 72 points. They're now 4 points. Is that 4 points, 5 points? Well, how many points is that? 3, 4, 5, 5 points. 5 points clear of Real Madrid with a game in hand. Look at that, with a game in hand. Remember that. But one thing to remember, we have Musiala and Haaland with 65 goals scored, and Lamine Yamal. Real Madrid has 62 goals scored. That's crazy. Real Madrid is having a crazy, wild season. Top goal scorer in La Liga as we go into top goal scorer for the club as we go into the end of, or to the last 2 months. 22 goals for Haaland, 20 for Rafinha, 20 for Musiala, and 13 for Lamine Yamal. Top assist guy, Lamine Yamal, then Pedri, then Balde, then Musiala, then Rafinha. Speaking of top goal scorers, let's go check that out really quickly. Who is the top goal scorer in The Champions League, this is the champ. Oh no, this is Copa de España. It is my boy Mbappe with 5. In La Liga, it's Julian Alvarez with 26, Vinny with 20. My goodness, Haaland's not even up there. It's Rafinha with 14. Haaland, what's going on? I paid a lot for you. Champions League, Kevin De Bruyne, still no Haaland. Dang. Top goal scorer in the Super Cup, Haaland and Musiala. Dang, we don't have top goal scorers, bros. What a month of April. Musiala, no, excuse me, 4-1 victory against Espanyol. It's going to be a Rafinha. I almost said Musiala. Rafinha, man of the match. 2-1 victory back in La Liga. Musiala, man of the match. They beat Roma 2-1. That's a Haaland, man of the match. 3-1 victory back in La Liga. De Jong, man of the match. They eliminate Roma on aggregate 5-3. Moving on to the next round where they'll play Inter Milan. Real Betis 3-2 victory. It's going to be a nice Musiala, man of the match. They then drop points to Espanyol in a 2-2 tie, unfortunately. But they win the Copa de España against Atletico Madrid with the Musiala, man of the match. And then they tie to Inter. But remember, Copa de España, Barcelona. Super Cup, Barcelona. La Liga in first place right now, Barcelona. And in the Champions League, they have Inter Milan at the moment. So things are looking crazy for Barcelona right now. A game in hand on 82 points. Things are looking lovely there. In the Champions League, the teams that are left, Real Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, Inter Milan versus Barcelona. We could see an El Clasico final if Barcelona could get by Inter Milan. Very, very, very exciting, pretty much final month of the season. Rafinha might have just gotten the most important man of the match of his entire career. It was in the Champions League final. They win it. Let's explain first. They pretty much win La Liga as they beat Real Madrid 2-1, and Araujo receives man of the match. They then go finish up a game against Inter Milan, the second leg, where they win 1-0 after tying the first game 2-2. Haaland gets man of the match. They lose against Real Sociedad 2-1. They then go win a game 4-1 back in La Liga. Then they got to go play Celta Vigo, where they win 3-2 in La Liga. They go win another game in La Liga 2-1. That's going to be a Musiala man of the match. And in the final game of La Liga, they win 3-1. And then they go into the Champions League final against Bayer Leverkusen, which means Bayer Leverkusen eliminated Real Madrid, our rivals, and we eliminate them 3-2 with the Rafinha man of the match. I've never done a sim through, a playthrough, a rebuild like this one where a team has won absolutely everything. I could be wrong here, but I think they won everything, bro. I think they won, yep, they won everything. 97 points is what Barcelona put up. Almost 100 points. Almost 100 points they put up. They win La Liga. The Super Cup, they beat Atletico Madrid. The Copa de España, they beat Atletico Madrid. The Super Cup, that went to Spurs. Okay. Inter shouldn't even win that game. It should be PSG. The sim made Inter win it. It's weird. Champions League final. Bayer Leverkusen versus Barcelona, and they win it. But I have to see something really quickly, lads. I have to. How did they, wow, they eliminated Real Madrid 4-2 on aggregate. Unbelievable. Bayer Leverkusen, let me quickly see. I just want to see really quickly. Bayer Leverkusen went directly into the round of 16, okay? Bayer Leverkusen then eliminated Sporting from Lisbon, Portugal. Then they eliminated Bayern Munich. Then they eliminated Real Madrid, but lost to Barca. That would have been a crazy run if they would have won that right there. The Europa League goes to FC Porto over Manchester United. Get Porto out of my face. And Vela wins the Conference League. With that being said, before we go see stats, let's quickly go look at what the team, who's improved, who hasn't on the team. Haaland was a 92 overall. Look, they're all like, they feeling themselves. Look at this. They are all feeling themselves. Look, they all feeling themselves. What am I seeing here, bro? They got count. You know why? Because Lamine Yamal got the little boom box. Boom, 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 boom. That's why. And they all dancing. Look, they feeling themselves, bro. Absolutely crazy. So the team ends off like this. And we'll see who the top goal scorers in the league were. Let's check that first before I see stats that way. Top goal scorer is going to be Julian Alvarez with 35. Then Vinicius Jr. Then, where's Haaland? Mbappe only put up 19. Haaland only put up 17. Musiala also 17. Top assist guy in La Liga is going to be Mbappe. Lamine Yamal came in 4th place. In the Champions League, surely we got top goal scorer here. Top assist guy, we're not even in the top 5. And we're not in the, what am I saying, bro? How do they win? How about Copa de España? Mbappe, how do they win? How do they win? That's crazy, bro. I guess because there was, you know what it is? They were sharing this caring, bro. They play tiki-taka ball. That's why they were playing tiki-taka. A lot of different players were scoring, all right? Top goal scorer. Haaland with 30, Rafinha with 27, Musiala with 27, Lamine Yamal with 23, Pedri with 11, De Jong with 7, Dani Almo with 5. Top assist guy at the club is going to be Lamine Yamal on 13, Pedri on 13, Balde on 9, Rafinha on 9, Musiala on 9, De Jong on 7, Dani Almo on 7. Ladies and gentlemen, who is the next unlimited money team you want to see? Real Madrid, Manchester United, Spurs, Benfica. It doesn't matter because we got unlimited money and we can buy whoever we want. So you put a team in the comments down below. I'll do anyone. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Big thumbs up, subscribe, turn your bell on. They won the treble. They want, what happens? What's it called if you win 4? What's that called? I forget. I forget. Leave it in the comments. Y'all know the name of it. I love you guys. Thanks for watching.